The movie starts with Daniel, who had a date with a girl. As soon as he wakes up in the morning, he tells Dima to leave because the girl, Amy, is coming back from school. Once he makes sure she has left, he goes back to arrange everything as it was so that Amy doesn't sense any change in the house. After a while, he sits down and talks with his friend Leo, who is discussing the new deals. But Daniel seems to be in a parallel world, torn between who to choose, as he likes both of the girls he's considering. They find out that today is Amy's birthday and that she received a warning from school, which is why she's coming home in the middle of the week. Leo, on the other hand, is focused only on the new deal and tells Daniel that he doesn't care about this stuff. After a while, Amy arrives, and as soon as she sees Daniel, she says his scent is pleasant. She learns he was with a girl, takes a while to herself, and then enters the house, with Daniel following her and continuing to talk with her. It was clear that she was not feeling herself and wasn't able to tolerate anyone or anything, so she would leave and go to her room. After a while, Daniel asks her mother to wear her best outfit and tells her that he has a surprise for her, but she wasn't really thinking about anything. He then says, "Look at your birthday gift." As soon as she sees the gift, she tells him that she has a lot of watches and refuses to wear them. He was about to get annoyed with her when she tells him that there is a stranger standing in the garden, and he quickly jumps up to see who it is, calling out, but no one responds. Suddenly, he turns to see a woman wearing a scary mask, and she is waving a piece of paper in her hand. He asks, "Who went into her room quickly?" Just as Amy was turning to get up, she finds this girl behind her wearing the same mask. The girl was holding a big box and says, "What's up, lovely ones? I missed you." Both of them stood frozen in shock, and she tells them that she came to celebrate her birthday with them. Daniel quickly takes Amy with him, and she takes off her mask to let them know that she saw the balloons that were at the door. So they decided to come and celebrate with them, and the shock comes when her gift turns out to be a weapon longer than she is. The girl with her was banging on the glass, and quickly says to Daniel to go open the door for her. Of course, he had no choice but to say yes and comply. "Are you still going to take off your conviction?" Even her colleague is telling her no. Calm down a bit. The one who's being annoying tells Daniel, "Get ready, I have 3, and I'll finish you off quickly without you noticing." She takes Amy in her arms, but the one who's a nuisance keeps shouting and saying, Daniel is asking them, "Who are you? And what do you want exactly?" She tells him, "Nothing. We came to blow out the candles with you so that Amy can have the best birthday of her life." Amy gets angry and shouts at her, "Get out of the house, you people." So she replies, "You go to your room. I have 2 secret words I want to tell your dad." But Daniel refuses for Amy to move a step without him. As soon as the weapon is raised in front of him, he changes his mind and tells her, "Go, my dear, until I see what you want." As soon as Amy leaves with one of them, she says, "Isn't it strange to have a birthday without a cake?" And she leaves too. "Do you know exactly how old Amy is going to be?" And she tells him she knows he's a flat guy, which means he's into girls, and she asks him to prepare some drinks for them and fulfill his hospitality duty. Amy was sitting in front of this nuisance, terrified, and Daniel and the other sad one join them. They all drink together. None of us understands what they want or what brought them here. Amy tells them they need to leave before her dad gets angry. You don't want to see his other face, and the other one is about to overreact and point the weapon at her. Her colleague takes it from her and keeps asking about Amy's mom, and the moment the civilian hears her, he gets angry and tells her that they have been separated for 5 years. So she asks Amy how she feels, and her mental state because of her mother being away from her. The poor girl is moved by her words, but Daniel keeps getting angry at her to make her shut up, and the other one keeps telling her, "Tell the truth. Your dad is an unjust man, and he's going to show you his other face," raising the weapon at him. So he returns to his first face, and Amy responds to her, shocking him and exposing him in front of everyone. She says he is a traitor, and that's why her mother decided to stay away from him. She tells her enough is enough and asks them for money in exchange for the show they created. Daniel says to her, "The house is white. There isn't a single dollar here," and suggests they take his watch. But who would take it? They're spending money and throwing it away, and in the end, it's just a watch, and she breaks it. She tells them to come with her now because he's tall and big, and there must be a safe. She indeed takes them to Daniel's room and starts searching, and she finds a black box on his head. As soon as she opens it, there are some toys inside. It was all nonsense and ridiculous stuff, as he was a flirty guy surrounded by girls. So she takes them to the office room and asks him to transfer all his money to the account number on the paper. But Daniel tries to reason with her and offers her his car, saying that it's valuable, implying that they wouldn't come out empty-handed. However, she outsmarted him and knew that the car had a tracking feature, and that he could control the car from wherever he was, even making it stop or go. In short, She understood his trap and told him that he had no choice but to transfer all his money to her account. Daniel tried every way to save his money, but she was determined to make him end up broke. She did end up withdrawing all his money. And then an accounts employee called him, asking why he had taken all that money, but Daniel couldn't reply at all. When she sees that Amy is scared, she informs her that they only have one last step, and then they will leave. She repeatedly opens Daniel's laptop to see the mess on it, and when he refuses, she threatens Amy this time, cutting a piece of her hair and letting him know that she would finish her off. He had no choice but to comply because all his troubles were on the laptop. A bit later, he stands up and takes the knife to his brothers, attacking them and saying, "Didn't I tell you not to mess with the big guys?" He points his weapon at them, but when he presses the button, it turns out to be empty, and she knew he would surely betray them. She pulls out another weapon from her pocket and fires a shot into the air to prove it. Quickly, he takes Amy to escape, but unfortunately, all the doors were locked, and he opens a door. He asks Amy to stay in that room no matter what happens. He quickly returns to take care of them, but the one wearing a mask wanted to save her friend before it's too late, and the fool fires a shot that hits her friend's leg. Daniel stands there, not knowing how to deal with this group of crazies. Amy was using a flashlight, exploring her father's secret room. At that moment, the doorbell rings, and Danson goes to see who it is. But first, she secures herself and loads her weapon. The moment she opens the door, she finds Dima standing in front of her. This is the girl from the party last night, and as soon as the sad one sees her face, she tells her that it seems she got the address wrong and should leave. Danson insists that this is indeed the address, determined to let her in while Daniel is provoking Dima, telling her that she's a coward and afraid to show her face because she knows that even if she runs away, he will find her. Just as he turns his back, he finds Dima in front of him, and he keeps telling her to run away quickly from this group of clowns. He also tells her that the weapon she has is empty. He doesn't know that she had loaded it with bullets. And of course, Danson gets angry and loses control over herself, quickly getting rid of Dima. Suddenly, a fight breaks out between Danson and her friend because they had agreed not to spill any blood, but Danson manages to get her back on her side, telling her that Dima is also a traitor and deserves it. They keep calling for Amy, telling her that if she doesn't come out, they will finish off Daniel, and she opens the door and goes down to them. For a moment, they think about what else to do with them, but Amy needs to go to the bathroom, and Danson asks her friend to go with her. Suddenly, as they head out, they see Dima lying on the ground, holding a pregnancy test, looking like she was coming to inform Daniel about the news but didn't make it in time. As soon as Amy enters the bathroom, Danson goes in with her and sees on Amy's body that she was trying to get rid of herself, realizing that she is not happy with her life and that her relationship with Daniel is not the best. She means it's completely terrifying. She takes off the mask and tries to reassure her, telling her she's here to teach Daniel a lesson he'll never forget and that she won't hurt her. They've almost finished and can leave. Danson is sitting with Daniel, saying he's the worst man she's ever seen, and she's here to take revenge on those who wronged others. Amy and the other girl come down, and they find Lou arriving, extremely angry. He thought Daniel had taken the company's money and would run away. He quickly breaks the glass and enters the house, ready to insult Daniel's family. Danson finishes up and asks her friend to remove the mask since it's the last act of the party. The real celebration begins, and she asks Daniel to dance the farewell dance with her. They move Amy's chair so she can see, and Danson declares she'll be the director today. Daniel continues dancing with her until the effects of the drug kick in, and he starts feeling dizzy, which is the point. Danson encourages him to have a party with her and the devil. Suddenly, she tells him to cut her clothes with scissors. Daniel is shocked and pauses. Then he asks, "Is this how I look? What do you want?" He begs them to let Amy leave first, and he will fulfill their request. Unfortunately, they refuse and tell him he needs to know what her father did in the past. Daniel remembers the incident. Well, what can I say about this story? It all started when he was a young man, and he was quite a smooth talker. One time, he was at a party and got infatuated with this poor girl. He put something in her drink and drugged her, and of course, you all know what happened next. And he didn't stop there. When she refused him, he grabbed a pair of scissors and marked her. And who was that girl? Lisa, who is now seeking revenge on him. She tells the story that back then she was the same age as Amy, and because her father was a big lawyer, no one could touch him or his family. And then, she leaves the country and school, and Daniel keeps crying, saying, "I was just a foolish kid, I didn't mean to." But it's clear, my dear, that this is his nature, as it has grown with him. We all know that this kind of person never changes. Suddenly, Danson fires a shot in the air and says, "Here's the surprise for you. Remember your mom? Because of what you did, I hate all men, and I'm here today to avenge my mother." Then she hugs her mother, but Daniel exploits the situation. He shoots at Diza, and after a while, the phone rings. It's Amy's mother asking him about all the money that has gone into Amy's account. She's surprised. Danson responds and reveals that she is the one who did all of this. She tells him Amy didn't need your gift. She needed to feel loved and secure. And she also wanted to live freely without fear and anxiety. Amy is touched by this and gets up, holding Danson's hand, and decides to walk with her, leaving him there alone after they took everything he had. Of course, she took the money, and everyone is guilty in the end. Thus, we have reached the end of the film. For those who are following us and haven't subscribed yet, please do so to receive updates on videos as they come out. And don't forget to leave a lovely comment.